Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and there are a lot of times I review comic books because they're really bad or really good. Right off the bat, this is the best book I have read in weeks, and I will go through it, so spoilers of course, but this book, I get it, I'm a cat lady, I get it, I know I'm gonna be, liking it, I love Catwoman. That has nothing to do with it. We had 23 issues of Joelle Jones both writing and illustrating it. And it was just like, okay, I read it, right? And we had 2 issues with Blake Northcott and Sean Gordon Murphy that were good. Don't get me wrong, they were good. Ram V should have always been on this title. I was blown away. This title hasn't been great in a really long time. And I absolutely love it. This cover is kind of nauseating. I will get it off of that, but the actual variant is beautiful. It is Brian Azzarello. But anyways, so this story was fantastic. Now it was 3 different stories. One was a Joker War tie-in, and that's the one we're going to talk about right away. I don't know, and I tried to look up who the new artist was going to be. I can't find it, but whoever did this art, I really hope it is. Now, this kind of washed out look is a flashback of her training tigers. I don't know what that's actually called. Some sort of circus work, right? And it's beautiful. Like, everything about it is beautiful. Fernando Blanco. Bravo. Anyway, so let's get into this. This is the Joker War tie-in. This is the book, if you're going to spend money on, I would suggest getting on, because it's starting with a new writer, new artist, and it's starting with almost a new storyline, right? So we're going to get the Joker War tie-in where she is, before, right, she was working with Cobblepot and Nigma, and that's what we're seeing. And she's going to be working with a lot healthier Nigma than he was at the beginning of not Joker War necessarily, but Dark Designs. So we see her going in. Beautiful. A lot of action. Everything about it. Like, sometimes there's some cringy dialogue. Nope. None of that. Like, I was so impressed. The only thing is when I see these, now I read it Baraka. Okay, apparently a past president has now become our gun sounds, but this is how I read it. So, we have a recovering Cobblepot, because he did get his throat sliced, and he's basically figured out, that she's fucking around, but I'm not even there yet. So we see her with these flashbacks, and the flashbacks are really, really what got me. They are stunning. Like, look, like, they're just perfect. I can't even keep going because I could say so much, but it was such a good tie-in. Sometimes they do flashbacks and you don't realize it's a flashback. There was no doubt about it. So she screws over Enigma, which is obvious, and he can't escape. He's basically fucked. And she goes out, and Cobblepot basically called it all along. And he knew that she was going to do this, so he shoots her, right? And she's got to make her great escape. Hadley shows up and is able to get her, away from the situation. And, see, it's so fucking pretty. So she wakes up at Hadley's place, and she's like, I got 9 lives. I love it. He helps her recover, and kind of talks about his incident with the infamous Catwoman, which would have been more in Joelle Jones' run, but you don't need to know those things. That's the thing. Ram V didn't overdo it with, if you don't read this issue, you're not going to know. Because sometimes that drives me crazy. I do believe that you should be able to pick up a comic book and have a story told to you. I don't think it should just be, something. Tom King's very infamous for bringing something back, like, when he did his, wedding run. Even before that, Gotham Girl, and then her getting her powers back at the end. Some people wouldn't understand. That shouldn't be how a comic book is, in my opinion. You can have little, Easter eggs or little throwbacks to stuff, but you should be able to understand the story, clear and concise. And I love this. So she does obviously take off. Now, who she calls is, obviously she's still working with Bruce. She intercepts, is this Lucius? It's just Mr. Fox. Is it Lucius or Luke? I actually don't know, because Lucius is all sorts of drugged up. Oh, it's Luke. Okay, that's what I saw. I just wanted to make sure. So it's Luke, and she tells him, everything she needs to know about those eyes. Stunning. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to do that way too much. But about Bruce Wayne, about what he needs to know. The details are on a flash drive. She put it in the glove box. She's got the money taken care of. I do believe she is just going off on her own. I don't think she's actually leaving Bruce again. I would be disappointed if they at least didn't have a good run together. So I wouldn't say Joker War Dark Designs are a good run together. So I'm hoping that she goes back. So she does, though, take off. Beautiful. Stunning. Love it. So that's the first story, right? So this kind of introduces us into where this is my least favorite story, still fantastic, where Catwoman is going to go from here, right? She goes back to Alleytown, her stomping grounds, her home, right? So we see her go back, and again, different artist. I didn't care for this art as much, John Paul Leon, but again, Ram V hits it out of the park. We see a bunch of kind of hoodlums, right? And they see a rich-looking woman walking. What do you think they're going to do almost immediately? And she knows this. She knows it's coming. He takes a purse, right? So, she yells, "My purse." All of this is done very purposefully. And this girl, I believe, goes by and ends up stealing her watch. And, then we have this guy who comes up and robs her, right? And all of this was done on purpose. And she gives him everything, right? Until she does. She hangs him up, takes the gun, and she explains something that I really, really like. I believe it's the next page. The difference between a goon and a grifter. A grifter is clever. A grifter, when they are on the streets, has to have poise and talent in order to make it. A goon just does what she did, or they did, and just steals stuff for no reason. And that's kind of going to set up the rest of the story, right? The girl realizes that the watch is fake. He realizes that the purse is empty. She also realizes that Selena stole her game kid, which I'm assuming is like Game Boy, I'm assuming. And then he realized, he gets back and he's like, no, she took my piece and I was hanging upside down. So she shows up. Now, these kids are eventually going to be called the Strays. Why did that do that? And they're all surprised, obviously, that it is Catwoman. She goes, I bought this building. Basically, like, you're fucked, right? So I bought this building. You kind of got to go by my rules now. And she's saying, explains a lot of what she did when she was actually living there. How she got away and alive, how she was doing her business with Mama Fortune, and some of the other things. So she says, are you a grifter or a goon? And offers them his piece back. And he says, you can keep that for now. So we see the beginning of these people trying to actually make, even if a grifter isn't an honest living, it's a step up from being a hoodlum, right? So she's sort of taking them under her wing. Awesome. We're seeing a more maternal side of Catwoman. I fucking love it. Don't get me wrong. I do, love the old days of straight up villainous Catwoman. But this is a welcome change. So you see a little bit. This is my favorite story, and I gotta talk about this one a little bit. It was so fucking cute. So what we're gonna see here now, talking about the last story, it is the Strays. She's going to take these three under her wing. It's going to be Catwoman and the Strays, right? That's fucking adorable. And we're going to see an amazing new artist, an amazing new writer take on Selena Kyle back in Alleytown, where she, got her start, and we're going to get a good story. Finally! I'm happy. Now, if this continues, I'll be very happy about that too. So this is the best story all week. It was so fucking cute. If you make fun of me, I'm gonna hit you in the face. Anyways, I'm not violent, I swear. We're still in Alleytown, but this is going to come from the perspective of our little kitty here, right? And he's seeing Selena, right? He's seeing her, move stuff in, help the kids out. She's making a nest of her own. She moves fast. She moves loose. Someone ought to teach this cat a little respect, right? She's looking at her like she's the new person in town. Look how evil those little eyes look. So freaking cute. So, this cat has been casing the joint. She knows that Selena is a, creature of habit. During the day, she sleeps. During the night, she goes out and, we're going to get there. And goes out and undergoes a metamorphosis that is truly fascinating. She becomes a cat, right? So the entire time, Selena's, in the day with the strays or at night, getting shiny things. This cat has been watching her. Oh, I love it. She says, she's saying, the cat's saying she's an awful lot like, no. That's just absurd. A cat, get it? Okay. Yeah, super cute. Anyway, so, and then she says, she leaves the window open for ventilation. I love this, little shadow here. So good. Whoopsies. So, she leaves the window open for ventilation, so this cat, this evil monster mind cat, goes inside and will not be deferred. So you want something shiny, right? We'll just see who's the boss in Alleytown, talking about herself. I love this. Right here, this is my favorite part. And she says meow, and she's got a bunch of cute little gems, and it says, "Fool, I've been distracted by the shininess of it all." Oh, I love it. So, she says, I've got a few, tricks up my sleeve. The kitty still has its cuteness, and it works. And then claws. So the cat goes crazy a little bit. He says, she doesn't seem to understand. She thinks I'm locked in here with her. She's locked in here with me. Dun, 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 right? So she opens the window, and she says, she's not going down without a fight. She's like, oh. She's crafty, this one, just because of milk. Isn't this adorable? I know. It says, well played, woman. Well played. I loved every single bit from cover to cover of this book. I haven't been this impressed with a new writer since... I don't know. It's been a really, really long time. Probably since I found Injustice by Tom Taylor. Right? I am... really hopeful. I know it's really dumb to be really hopeful. I say that all the time, but this writer did so good on all 3 stories. So there is a pattern there of him being very talented. Ramsey's talented anyways. And I know he's decently friends with James Tynion. They all kind of, run together. And that gives me faith in him too, right? Because Tynion's done fantastic on Batman since taking over for Tom King. It's been the best Batman it has been since Scott Snyder, right? So I am really excited. This is the one book, if you are going, I love those kitty eyes. Well played, woman. This is the one book, if you're going to buy and get into, I suggest doing. It's super underrated. It's super good. It is better than any other book this week. Don't get me wrong, I liked Batman 99. I really liked the death metal for this week with the introduction of, what was it, Superboy Prime came this week, right? No, that might have been last week. Anyways, so it doesn't matter. This book is the best book in a year, probably. I'm not even kidding. I really, really enjoyed this book. It has nothing to do with cats, I swear. It was just really good. My highest praise on this channel so far. And that's pretty big. So let me know, of course, what I say that's pretty big. My opinion matters. I was just really impressed. I really was. From cover to cover, I was beyond impressed. Love it, love it, love it. Cannot wait for the next issue. Anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think about this. If anything, it's worth reading the cat story because it's so damn cute, even though I practically read it to you. Kitty's got my heartstring, right? So let me know, of course, what you guys think about this, what you think about the new writer, the Joker War, because this was a tie-in, a small tie-in, right? And what you read this week, if anything at all. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Paws, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.